I ordered a blue one actually, so we're gonna kind of.
Oh, you ordered a blue one like this?
I can't see it. I'm on my phone this time. I can't see like too close. But it's like a beret-esque.
It is, but
situation.
it's actually so it's like a Leonardo da Vinci hat.
Oh, I see.
See, so like it's like Renaissance. I was going for like Renaissance magician /
that looks
painter.
so good in like burgundy or like a Merlot color.
Oh, it would. Yeah, you're right.
I ordered like a dark royal blue, but it's just traditional beret. But we can like look. We could be like hat cousins.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Sweet. Anyways, hello. Welcome to
everyone.
Hey. Yeah, I got a new scarf too. See?
We're just talking about our accessories game.
Yeah. Yeah. This is my I've got cleavers and vetch tonight. I'm sporting cleavers and vetch.
Wow.
We didn't have cleavers in Florida, so I'm kind of obsessed with them because they're so cool.
Okay.
Are you not getting contact dermatitis from them at all?
No, they don't bother me that way.
Whoa.
I'm okay with that. And did you know that cleavers are a coffee? They're in the coffee family, and their seeds are caffeinated.
I didn't know about the caffeination, but I've seen people attempt to do the herbal coffee alternative with cleavers. I was always interested in that.
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet. Yeah.
But I have a bunch in my backyard. I've been wanting to do it and try it out.
Yeah, me too.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, everybody.
It's WUFO Wednesday. Yeah, we're excited.
We're back with you after a week off.
Yeah, we took a week off, and we did exciting stuff on last week, though.
Definitely, like WUFO related.
Yeah, y'all should talk about that because at some point, because
we can talk about it a little later in the show. I'm excited to tell everybody what we were up to. This was fun.
I'm excited to hear about it.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. And we're here with Jason. Do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah. Hey, everybody. I think probably a lot of people know me. I'm Jason. I am at Synoisia on Twitter, and my display name, my nom to Twitter is Shirts Cobain, which was like a joke from 2 years ago that is still funny. I just haven't changed it because I want to give people cognitive dissonance. And I'm on the Liminal Earth member, and I'm on the Liminal Earth Discord with the name Synoisia too a lot. So I'm out there, and I am the one of the folks, the least among equals of Pan Paracon. I put their stuff to put website together and put tech support and make the yell at Zoom until it worked for that. And we're having planning our coming Pan Paracon this October. So we're still working on that. Yeah, we're excited about it too.
Yeah,
people seem to like that, so we're
great.
We're trying to bring it back, trying to find some other interesting, diverse voices out there in Para-Weird world that have some neat stuff to talk about.
Cool.
Yeah, and it is cool to be here with everybody. I just let you know, I have the UFO detector running. I would show it to you, but I can't. The cord is short, so you look at my glasses and you can see it reflecting in there. The cord is too short, or I would just lift it up. But that's it's an Images Scientific UFO detector, which is a magnetometer, which is a real scientific instrument to measure magnetic fields. And the little brochure was like, we think this is UFO show up, you'll have a big magnet. So if this goes off, if this turns solid and starts beeping, they're here. They're right over. So just in the event of that happening, I was actually hoping to have another gizmo prepped tonight, but I just found this weird device on Instructables called the spooky Tesla crystal radio, which that's got it's got the buzzwords, and I was like, okay, and it's basically a crystal radio, which is the old type of radio receiver, like a AM, and it's weird. The guy who built it also put like a diode that's sensitive to light in it, and it's supposed to receive all kinds of crazy stuff. And you it's going to build it has like these big copper spiral antennas, but I had to make it, it goes in a bell jar or a ball jar, I mean, and I had to either try to make the lid. So I was trying to make the lid out of Lexan, which is hard to work with without cracking. So I cracked my Lexan, and then I was like, you know what? I don't need this Lexan. I'm going to 3D print a thing, and I knocked out a top on Tinkercad and went to print it, and it just went. It ruined my printer.
Oh no!
Oh no!
So the UTs do not want me to have this going on.
Apparently
tonight. No.
Wow.
Wow. Are you going to be able to fix it?
Yeah. Well, I'll fix the printer eventually. The printers, they don't have the part I need until the end of August, and I don't know. I might go bonkers and do something else with this. I might make it out of wood. Who knows? It just needs to be like non-conducting. But I was gonna have this like, we're gonna listen on this antenna, and we're not right now. We'll do that later. So,
now, have you ever tried, because UFO detectors?
Yeah.
One of the things that I like to do that's horrifyingly dangerous, and I know many of us are in the same boat, is troll Etsy and eBay for like weird quack science tech stuff. That's where I found that little Ouija board watch that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That thing's really cool. I should go get it. Anyhow, they always have these like orgone Wilhelm Reich UFO detector things.
Yeah.
And it's like a stone or something with like copper wire, like in a spiral or a pattern on it.
Right.
And I always wonder if anybody has ever tried one of those or had any results with that. Because to me, like that is like my level of technological expertise. Like rock with copper wire. That's all. That's it. And so if it works, I want to give that a try.
Right.
I have one of those in like my favorites, like saved list, but I don't know. I need to like right now. I'm kind of at the state of this stuff where I'm reading up a little bit on that. I want to cram a bunch of stuff into my brain. I question those a little bit because like the orgone accumulator device was supposed to be sheets of metal and organic material, and it was like a box, and you sit in the box, and the orgone is within, you're upping your orgone level by being concentrated. And I'm not sure, like I see like I have one that's like it's supposed to be like the anti-EMF orgone pyramid, which to me is like a little bit into like 4G conspiracy.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. But the antenna thing is like that. I have like a spiral on that because that's from, I found it's basically the guy's like, or if you don't want to do this, you could buy something. And I went to this site. It's by an artist/scientist called EJ Gold, who's selling like quantum crystal interdimensional radios that are like $2,500. And I'm like, I'm just going to build this. I'm going to build this thing for like $50 myself. But that guy, I bought his book because I want to see what he's about. Like I have this weird, like, let me see. Yeah. It's like, he's like interfacing between parallel worlds with crystal radio. And I don't know. It's so cool. Just, I'm interested in what people think about stuff. I'm also, this gets into like a big question on some of that stuff. I'm also reading a book on radionics right now, which I don't know if anybody's like really familiar with that.
Heard the term a number of times.
It's a weird thing. I basically think of it as like I've come to think of it as like the first 21st or 20th century, like modernist, the first kind of like modern magic paradigm. Because basically these people are building these machines that are kind of doing impossible things. They're diagnosing things, they're curing diseases, they're transmitting messages with them, and it starts out as like they're building a real scientific apparatus with electric parts and things, and then they're like, you know what, we don't need this stuff. There was a big thing. T. Galen Hieronymus, who is the kind of the name, if you know a name, if you know this stuff, he was the publisher of Astonishing Stories. Blew him up in the mid 50s, to the point, I don't remember who is the guy that is the main dude that wrote like the book that's like the mathematic theory of communication that introduced the concept of information as like a discrete like state.
Was it McLuhan?
No, it wasn't McLuhan. It was yeah, I'm not going to remember this.
That's okay.
It's he had even had that guy's interest in it, and it's kind of it's like it's like a bunch of people in Britain and USA discovered this individual. It's like people keep rediscovering this notion, and it's tied into, I would say, in Eastern spirituality, it's sort of like life energy or like prana or ki or things like that. But it's like in the West, it's like they're finding like orgone energy, or vril is another one, or Hieronymus called it L-topic energy and all this stuff. And yeah, all that stuff is related, and
it makes me think of William S. Burroughs. Didn't he have one of those orgone accumulators?
He did.
And I think there's like a picture of Kurt Cobain sitting in it once.
Yep, because they did a 10-inch.
Oh, did they?
They did a spoken word where Kurt played guitar. I have it back. It's in that shelf behind me that you can vaguely see. Yeah, they were.
So is it? But Burroughs is also doing stuff with like cut up sentences and like the Dream Machine. Didn't he do something with that and that whole?
Yeah, there's overlap on that. He was into that.
So it's just like, it just makes me think of like these kind of recurring things. Like people interested in these, tapping into this stuff over and over and over through time, and like depending on the
Nella Moon's got it.
What's that?
Sorry. I saw in the chat. Nella Moon, Claude Shannon.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting that we're like going back to looking at that technology again and whatever, or like that kind of and it's like it taps into the same kind of ideas. So I don't know. I was going to also bring up that you recently made that brain machine.
Yep.
Like there was like an old project that was like on Adafruit or something, and like it was out of stock, and I think I showed it to you. I was like, hey, this is like this would be so cool, and you're like, oh, I just found like the code for it, and I'm just gonna print the PCB boards or whatever. I don't even know what that is, and you got it made, and then you like flash the firmware and stuff, and I soldered it all together, and now it's like working. It's just amazing what you did.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it was actually, we're in like really the best time to be able to do all that stuff, because because things like GitHub exist. The boards, like the guy had the files for the boards on, so I'm literally uploading those to the site where I ordered them, and just like, it's almost literally hitting like Control P and being like, I'm just going to print some circuit boards, and they'll show up at my house eventually, and we'll just get the old soldering iron out and slap it together.
We've been using it on these WUFOs too. I have somewhere, but it basically has these LEDs. For people who don't know, these LED lights that blink on your eyelids as you close your eyes, and also plays some music, or it's kind of music. I know it's like weird.
It's tones. It's a tone shift thing,
and that changes with the lights, and your eyes. They just start making these weird patterns. It's like it's freaky. So it's pretty wild. So
this is a great question from Alex in the comments. Does that mean a campfire was like the first Dream Machine kind of thing?
Yeah, that's an interesting. The flicker of that. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what that makes me think of is you know the cave paintings.
Oh yeah.
You know about how like a lot of the cave paintings, I think in those caves in Spain,
Yeah.
the way that they are drawn artistically is that if you look at them by the light of a flickering fire, they look like they're moving.
That's yeah.
Only like they had to be knowledgeable of like the interplay of the shadows on the cave wall. Because if you look at it with the flashlight, it's just like like weird. There's squiggle where there shouldn't be. But by the light of a flickering fire, it's like beasts moving and hunters, waving
That's
their
amazing.
spears and stuff. It's crazy. There's a Werner Herzog documentary on it.
Right.
Really worth seeing. I forget what it's called.
Tying that back in, reading, going back into this, two things I read fairly recently that tie together. There's a TED Talk by Dr. Genevieve von Petzinger, who talks about the first symbolic images, not like the hunters and the buffalo and kind of things we're used to, but the first symbolic stuff. And she's looking at that as like humankind's ability to like develop abstract thought. I'm reading this other book right now called The Secret Art, which is another radionics thing, although the author of that is an artist and is talking about this is like the communications that we get through our intuition or when we're doing things. He talks about dowsing specifically and like the dowsing reflex. These are kind of like really early semiotic communications from whatever outside force we're dealing with, the psi or the prana or whatever, and our human thing. Because kind of, I think that the thing that's comes down to a lot of this like weird technologies, it requires human as a component. So it's kind of more like magic, like I can like turn on.
You're like a battery in it or something, or like
you're a battery or the interface or a conductor or all of it. It's just like, I think, like in that thing, like if you have like the PCB, this is I got my brain machine right here. There's the chip in it is the microcontroller is kind of the brain, which is where my index finger is. Like that's kind of us in the radionics system stuff. If you I'm going to do Astonishing Legends if you believe any of this anyway. But I kind of come to think of it like that. But the thing that the author talks about that's really interesting that he makes a point is creative work relies on that same instinct, that same kind of, you're doing something, creating a piece of music, creating art, and you kind of know it's right. You just kind of, that's how radionic sensing works. Like a lot of it is like you tune it until it feels right, and it just, you have that feeling, and it's that dowsing reflex, but you're also getting that reflex as a creative making something. Which to me is super interesting.
I'm really fascinated because I've been thinking a lot about like the things that we've been using, like this kind of like that pareidolia thing, like these. I'm thinking of like this plant thing that I made as like and like if you think about like even like a spirit box. Not that I'm saying that spirit boxes aren't really capturing ghosts or something. I don't know what's happening, but even if it's just a pareidolia inducing machine, that's cool. And I think like that is an interesting device in and of itself. And it's like a way of like scrambling reality and then like into a new picture for you to like interpret. And I think that is a cool thing, whether or not you believe in ghosts or UFOs or anything. And so I think that's what a Ouija board could be, like it's like, the randomness of that gives you something that then you have to interpret and be creative about and you participate in. And that's what's cool about it. And maybe ghosts are really talking to it or demons or whatever. I don't know. But it doesn't really matter to me because I think fundamentally it's just fun and it has all these other aspects. I was going to show.
Fundamental.
Yeah. Fundamental. I want to show this plant thing off real quick.
Do you want to show it now?
Please do.
Okay.
Can I? Because I don't know if I'm going to use it later or not.
Yeah, I think we should do show and tell for a couple minutes because I have a couple things as well that I'd like to share.
I'm just gonna do it
while they're getting their things together real quick, I just wanted to one thing I wanted to say about what Jason was saying is that the idea of what we're doing and art and create, the act of creation. Like, the guy is as problematic as they come, but Alan Moore has written an excellent essay that he basically argues that art and like magic are the same thing. There's no difference between them. That one, an artist is a magician and a magician is an artist. It's just the medium that you're working in. And I think that's like a really, really cool way of looking at that for all of Alan Moore's issues.
Wow. That's awesome. I really like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
I don't want to say that I don't think that like my plant is talking to me, which I'm going to show you off. I just think that because sometimes it really does feel like that, and it still is like, it feels like the plant is responding to me and I'm having this interesting experience with it. That I don't, that is like unexpected. And that's what's exciting. I get something from it that is new and like creative. It's like a thing that's happening. And it's like, I don't know. It's like getting high a little bit or something, like something you don't expect, and like a rewiring of like the world. So anyway, I made this thing real quick that, uses one of those plant wave biodata sonification things. So it just reads electrical input changes in the plant. I don't really know what it's doing, but it basically turns that into MIDI. So that's like like computer music notes. And usually people take those MIDI notes and they map it to like a piano or something that makes music. But instead I made it go through this other box here that instead of music notes, it will play a sound that a human would make, which are called allophones, like with English allophones. So all the like sounds we make in English, like ah, ooh, k, t, all those kinds of things. So instead of a C sharp, it plays a t or a ah. So the idea is that maybe the plant can learn to use it to talk. So I have it set up so we can hear it. I wanted to show it off. And this is my plant that sits in my bathroom. Welcome to WUFO.
So it usually sits in your bathroom?
Yeah, up in the shower.
So it's seen some unspeakable things.
Yeah. Don't say anything. Oh, maybe I should turn this off. Yeah. So I might use this later when we do a session.
Yeah.
Awesome. That is just.
Yeah.
Wow. Every time I hear that, it just sounds special.
And I think something that came out of the Liminal Earth Discord, talking with Jason, and we're all just sharing all these wild ideas of things we can make. And I was, like that just was like some weird idea. All these different people were coming up with stuff, and I'm like, I'm buying this, and I'm sticking those things together and see what happens. So, yeah, if you want to come have fun with us in the Discord, we talk about weird stuff like this all the time. Yeah.
Did you put the code on GitHub, right?
There's no code. The code is all. It's basically, This one is just like stuffing things together that shouldn't be.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think what our audience would like to know is how soon they can have one. Because I know you and like really, really want one.
So it's two things. Like right now, it's two things. It's this box that like you can buy the parts and assemble yourself for like $130 or something. And that's the thing that actually just reads the electrical signals off the plant, and it makes MIDI. And you can also buy it pre-assembled, which I did because I didn't trust myself. And that was about $200. And then this other thing, though, that's the thing, another $200, and that thing actually does the MIDI, and that thing you can't really get anymore. It's like because of like supply chains. So what we're working on now is to figure out how to make that MIDI thing cheaper and some other way to do that. Because really, you just have to take the MIDI from the plant and put it into something else. So that once we figure that out, I want this to be something that people go play with and have fun doing whatever, you know. So I'm trying to make it so it's accessible and for people to build it themselves. And yeah.
Awesome.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm just real excited about it right now.
It's really cool. I would be excited about it. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Me too.
One other thing that I think is interesting is that when the first time I plugged it in, I had it on this plant, and my wife was in the house, and she heard it going, and she came down and got down on the floor with it and started talking to it like it was like alive. Like it is alive, but like those videos you see of people talking to like robots, and they're like, "Hi, how are you today?" And the robot's talking back to them, and you start to feel like it's responding to you. And I was like, wow, this really gives you that, you know, or like someone talks to a ventriloquist dummy. It's like that kind of thing, you know. People start suspending disbelief, and it has this real encounter. It was amazing to watch, and I was like, this is gonna be so cool for people who want to talk to their house plants and like and figure out, should I be watering you more, you know, or whatever, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, I was thinking about that concept too, about the, you know, talking to you. But I was thinking you could go even further and make like a plant that's like a smart device for your house.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I want to turn on the TV.
Right.
Or,
right. You mean like the plant is turning on the TV?
I mean,
like
the plant is somehow like you know, it's because it's like, you know, if you have like one of those echoes or whatever.
Right.
It's like you just talk to it, you know, using this, and eventually it'll, you know, you can assign it tasks.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of just letting it drive, though. Just being like, you know what, you can turn on your favorite show, do whatever you need.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, that's the thing is, yeah, because you have to take care of it too. You don't have to take care of your echo.
But like, what if a plant could like to talk to some robot aspect of it? You know, like make like a cyborg plant that says like water me, and then it gets watered, you know, by the robot. So it's almost like a half plant, half robot or whatever. And like it is actually like becoming part of our world in a different way. I don't know, like. Anyway, there's so many things that we could do with this. I'm so excited. We should do something else. We should talk about WUFO though.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, Bex had some show and tell too, though.
Oh yeah.
I had a quick show and tell because it involves Kai. I wanted Kai to make sure. Yeah, Kai's here right now. They recommended this book to me a while back in our Discord, and so I fetched an older copy. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the flag arcs on the cover. I think this is a book where they had a ton of editions, and it's a very popular children's book series. But this is The Wonderful Flight to the Mushroom Planet. And so I'm very excited to now own this book, and that was Kai's recommendation. And then for Pride Month, I decided to shop local and get a deck from a creator in Portland.
Oh,
and cool. It's a very sweet deck. I'm excited to use it. And then one of my new things came in. I'm very excited about it because this camera is a Canon Mark V, but it's a film Mark V, and it's a quartz. And so I'm very excited. Today's
National Camera Day.
Oh wow! Well, in that case, I got another one. But this is just a camera that I wanted for a really long time. It's just like a fun lomography camera. I remember I used to see it like 15 and 20 years ago, and so I'm really excited that I found it on eBay. But I'm trying to do like lean into the medium format and analog style photography for investigations, and just seeing how like the quartz in this can be messed with, and then how film and the development process can be messed with as well. So that's what I'm working on the side right now. That concludes my show and tell.
That's awesome.
Thanks. I think so too.
So
Any more
WUFO
show
update
and
from
tell?
last week.
Oh yeah.
Do we? Is that what we have an agenda actually, don't we?
We do. We're off the rails. It's fine. It's fine. I'd be happy to just like give a quick rundown of what Garrett and I did with Jim last week.
Yeah, you
No,
should say.
yeah, we're right on
Okay.
9 o'clock. Perfect.
Excellent. So last week, Garrett and Jim and I all happened to end up on the same island. It was not planned. It was kind of a last minute thing. I know Garrett was going for his family vacation, but Jim and I ended up going to Vashon/Maury Island last WUFO 23, because it was the 75th anniversary of the Maury Island incident, which was actually the first recorded incident involving the Men in Black. It started the Summer of the Saucers in 1947, so it was like a really big deal. And Jim and I were like, we have to be on this island. And the original plan was to attend this event that we promoted and interviewed like the founder, who's like a historian for this event and this incident. So we talked to him on Night Drift the week prior, and we were excited about the event, but we have to go to Maury Island. There's some side projects that we're both involved in around Maury Island, and so we go and we're just filming some stuff, we're talking, and go to the Historical Society and things, and we ended up meeting up with Garrett. We go to the beach and we're trying to find the exact spot where this incident happened, and we ended up like walking out onto some docks, and it's in like this part of the island called Dockton of all places. And it was this floating dock, and we ended up calling it like a cathedral dock because it had like this really interesting framing, and when you looked at it directly, it created like this cathedral effect. And Garrett, what were you saying about like Amber's art classes and like what that means?
She just does this. I was trying to get her to tell me more about it, but she just does this thing where she like draw sadness, draw happiness, and people just draw like a kind of abstract drawing. And when she asks them to draw intuition, that is often the symbol that comes in. And I don't know if it's like a long time. It's like an archetype or what, I don't know how the word is, but it's like kind of like a tunnel kind of idea. And that's what that symbol shows up. It was here. It's like this intuition doc is basically what we were saying. So we did that. We ended up doing like a little Estes session there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I ended up, we were all on the dock and we went under for Estes, and I used the carrier waves from Tenny, and it ended up being a really interesting session. I ended up going, I think, for 4 cycles, 30 something minutes altogether, and it was really cool because I got to lay down on the dock, and I was in this place knowing where this incident had occurred, and we were trying to get more information out of it, and we ended up getting all kinds of stuff. I don't know what we can share yet, but I managed to like see this location, and I sketched it out with Jim at dinner, and Jim like was able to narrow it down through image searches of like 2 locations that looked almost identical on the island that we were on. And it's like this white church with like this blue detail, and the way that I drew it, there's like the tower on the left hand side, and the doors right next to it, and the stairs, and then there's a sign kind of perpendicular to the building, and it ended up being this lighthouse actually on the island. And a lot of the clues I was giving, the location ended up matching, and there's like this weird organization on the island, and so we're uncovering all of these really interesting things that seemed very sporadic and random during the session, but we're now finding that could potentially tie into the incident. So we're it's a very fun little mystery, but we ended up not making it to the event. We ended up just staying on the island a little longer, and it was so cool to be able to do a session in a location where this incident happened on the anniversary day, and we get all of this really random information, and how all that information's been coming to us in the last few weeks has just been really fun. Or last week, I guess now. But did I cover it all?
Yeah, but you know what I just thought of is that we ended up doing it on the docks there, and the docks have come up here at WUFO before in previous sessions, like that. The idea of going to a dock. So I don't know. We should go back to that session from one of our WUFOs and see if there's anything in that. Like maybe this is part of some whatever you were experiencing there. It's part of the same. The messages from whatever sending you stuff. So
I have an interesting idea. Do we have transcripts, like written transcripts of these?
Every single one. I think I'm like 2 weeks behind, but
do you think it would be kind of cool to publish those in a zine form?
Yeah.
Send them out there and see what people say and think. Like think about what these what connections and stuff, just to put them out there into the universe, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I kind of want to piggyback off of that and just like share an idea that's been in my mind like every day the last week. I'll just share it publicly, I guess. But I think that we should start up like the Liminal Explorer again, but make it like still do like the quarterly, but do it more. We typically do it like it's all about the Oracle or it's all about one thing. Like we want to do one that's all WUFO. But I love the idea of it making more like zine-esque, where we have different like segments each time, and maybe we have some of our friends come and write or help.
I love
but I was just thinking about all the cool things that we're doing and how unrelated a lot of them can be, and how that would be so cool to compile all in one zine instead of waiting for a zine with just one subject matter. So if we could just throw these bits, you know, we could have a couple transcripts, we could have a little this and that. I've been thinking about that a little bit, just to let everyone know.
I think you should do it.
Yeah.
I'm also going to say it's all unrelated until it's not.
Yeah.
Of course.
No, I mean, you know what though? I mean, that's kind of a weird thing, like with any of this stuff, because I'm reading a couple, like I said, like I read about the first signs, the first symbolic cave paintings, and Beck's the symbol you drew for intuition reminds me of those. And then I just decide, like, I finally need to read about radionics, and I pick it up, and this guy's like, maybe these cave paintings were early. The symbolic language in these cave paintings was part of an early radionic technology that, you know, and we're talking about the similarity between art and to me, I'm just like, it starts with like, I'm reading like 3 different books about 3 different things, and then it's like, or am I?
Right.
So put it all out there and we'll put it together. Eventually you'll have a big the conspiracy web, not the conspiracy web, just the web of interconnected, it's all related ideas.
I love it.
Yeah. Bex, have you ever actually? Oh, she's shuffling.
Try not to be super loud. I'm always like
no, it's good.
And burping.
I was wondering if you had ever actually tried like remote viewing, like formal, like location in the envelope remote viewing, like the Ingo Swann kind of stuff.
I have once.
Lori,
I did it in the. The story has left me, but it'll come to me.
Yeah, no, because it kind of reminded me of, you know, when you and Jim were talking about, or when you were talking about, you know, you and Jim like looking up the location online. Like that seems like that would be a perfect experiment for that kind of thing. Well, what were you saying, Jason? About I
was going to say, Lori Williams does a free CRV class that's based on the Ingo Swann method that you can do online. But what's cool about it is it has all the things you want to document everything. Like she's got kind of a methodology of documenting things, but she also uses what does she call them? I think primitives or something. They're symbols that you jot for different things. And that was like one of her techniques was to practice. She's got like audio where you hear these things and you practice drawing them, like the symbol for tree or the symbol for water or the symbol for cold or hot, to develop that. Again, going back to that, like developing that reflex to intuit.
That's awesome. All right, I'm totally gonna do it.
Worth checking out, because Lori basically has like it's either $700 or it's free. So like get on the free ones when she has them. I wish I had $700. I also wish I could go out and take the class with her for real in like Los Angeles. Yeah.
And it's Lori. Who?
Lori Williams. She's pretty big. She does like the Ingo Swann method, like the method that guys that were doing it for the government and military were doing.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. I've always been curious about Ingo Swann ever since I got a reading from Maidlin. Like,
yes,
they did my chart, and apparently I have the same, like, not only the same big three, but like a few other things too.
Oh,
Ingo Swann. Like, all right.
They know. Oh, cool. They know a lot about Ingo Swann.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite people. They've done my chart too, and just really,
amazing.
really
Yeah.
good, really good experience. I feel bad. This would be like they had their stargazing for paranormal investigator class yesterday. I have to watch it still. I couldn't make the live. Something came up. Yeah, it's gonna be another toolbox.
Yeah, same here. I wasn't able to make the live, unfortunately.
It was great. It was great.
Was it?
Yeah,
And
totally. Yeah.
Amazing.
Everything they've done is great that I've been on, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, and there is a side quest tonight. So if you go out this week, it is the June Scutids. I don't know how you say that.
Mm-mm.
And the Serpentids meteor shower.
Meteor shower sounds good.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm looking at my first clear sky on a Wednesday in weeks.
You guys, I had a sighting last week.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you had a sighting.
It was at Bigfoot Beach.
Tell us what I don't know about this.
I took a picture of the sky and I was like, you know, I found Vega. Vega's a really important star for WUFO, so I was like, I had to do it. And it was our first clear night in like weeks. So it was like a full seize the moment type of deal. And so I was at Bigfoot Beach. It was about 11. And, you know, we had just gotten back from riding the ferry and everything, so I wasn't going to stay too long. But I was looking, and I was secretly hoping there was a meteor shower or something because it was just like that perfect clarity. But then I am looking down at my phone, I think I'm like editing that picture, and then I see something in my peripheral like really bright. And so I look, and the way that Bigfoot Beach works is like there's this stretch of coastline, and it does this sharp curve, and there's this dock. But the forest is it's pretty thick right at the edge of the beach, and it's a cliff. And so there's only two main access points to get down to the actual beach, and everything else is cliff. Like you can't just climb up into the woods, and there's no all of the trails are over on the other side of the dock where the campground is. So there's no reasonable explanation why there's like a light source in that part of the woods because of that cliff. There's no access, and then because of how thick it is, and then right where a trail used to be there's a sinkhole there, so that whole area is actively closed. But you know, peripheral, I see this bright light, and I look up, and as soon as I look up, I see where it's coming from, and it stops, and then 2 seconds later, like 200 feet to the right, it flashes again, but it's not as bright, but it's just this sudden, and it goes off, and so it's like something flashes, I catch it, and then 200 or so feet within like a half a second it flashes again. There's like no way something like ran and did it, and then it was just so bright. I can't think of any reason why someone would just be out there, and then how quickly they could do that unless they had like a friend or something. But it just seemed really interesting because it was right in the location where there's been multiple Bigfoot calls heard recently by campers. And so I'm loving the idea of these bright lights. I'm looking for, you know, aliens, and then, I'm at Bigfoot Beach, and I'm not finding any lights in the sky, but I'm finding them in the woods, and it's right where they're supposed to be, kind of thing. And yeah, I don't know what it was, and it was so freaking bright. It was
that's
really
awesome.
cool. It was really cool, but a little scary.
Oh yeah.
I was like really stoned too, so I was just like, oh no. But I also found out that we have bioluminescence in the sound, and I saw like a little bit of it that night too, just like a tiny bit, because I went and like ran a stick in the water, and I ran back to my car because it's really dark, and I kept reminding myself that the majority of the wildlife that are predators are nocturnal, so I was running back. And then I saw it start to glow for a second right where it turns into white water as it gets to the shore. I saw a little bit of the blue and I was just like, oh man, that's perfect. Then the bright light. So perfect WUFO. I saw something finally, I think.
That's really cool.
I'm excited.
I just like that you have a place called Bigfoot Beach too.
Yeah, it's a beach that I used to spend a lot of time and I was very comfortable with, and then once I heard the Bigfoot sightings, I have like a very different relationship with it now. It's like it's a very daunting place now. But I love it. It's so close.
Officially called Bigfoot Beach?
What'd you say?
Is it officially called Bigfoot Beach?
No, it's like it doesn't have a name. It's in like this cove and it's right outside of this camp. And so I know that once you get past the camp sign, that beach is called like blank beach. It has a name. But the beach in between the state park and the campsite is just like my neighborhood beach. No one really knows about it. So I'm just naming it that.
We're calling it that now. It's official.
Remythologizing the landscape.
Remythologizing the landscape. We're gonna write a Ramones cover of Rockaway Beach with lyrics about Bigfoot and UFOs and bioluminescence. This is real. Much like there's a beach in Cleveland that we've named Napalm Death Beach because it has a big piece of concrete from a seawall or something broke loose, and then some kids painted a giant Napalm Death logo on it. So it is Napalm Death Beach now.
Nice.
For this UFO, we are UFO. Boy, that just went. I have fireflies. The fireflies are out now. I don't know. Some people, these are rare in some parts of the world or in the country. Yeah, I live in a fortified compound in an undisclosed location in Northeast Ohio. But I went out. I didn't even look up. I didn't even make it up. I'm just like, oh my gosh, look at all the fireflies. There's like hundreds of them out there, and they're just beautiful. And that's my special for tonight.
I'm jealous. Yeah.
I didn't even make it up though. I just was like, oh, fireflies. And if we were doing this tonight, I'd probably be out there looking at the fireflies still. Yeah. That's just
It's still like the most the coolest part of WUFO to me, I think, is all the people that go outside to look for UFOs and then see weird animals or something and are like spellbound by that. That's like a huge win. I think it's amazing to see. Like, I love it, and it happens every week. People are like, find a snake or something. So
yeah.
So I think we're gonna try to go under and communicate with some aerial entities, or Jason, I think you had an idea of something you wanted to contact that I thought was pretty interesting. So maybe.
Before we do that, I hate to interrupt. Yeah. I just thought this was something that was a little more on the higher up on the agenda we haven't done yet, which is talk about the donation cause of the week. So I don't know. Actually, if Jason, you had suggested a couple, and the one that we went with was the WOW, the
Women Have Options.
Yeah. Yes, Women Have Options. Okay. Oh, sorry,
okay.
WHO. Yeah,
WHO. Yeah.
Do you feel comfortable talking a little bit about that cause, or
I can also? So, as I said, I'm in Ohio, which is a state after the end of Roe versus Wade that had trigger laws in place. So we are restricted now to the it's the 6-week quote unquote fetal heartbeat, which is, it's not a heartbeat, it's electrical impulses in cardiac tissue, because that's what cardiac tissue does, because somehow we managed to be governed by a bunch of dudes that did pass 8th grade health or biology. And this is Ohio wide. It is a lot of people I know are trying to raise funds for this group right now. It's Ohio wide. It's pretty much the best option we have for people statewide. So if you do feel like making the contribution, it is www.womenhaveoptions.org. Like it's all one word. And we're never, unfortunately, we can do UFO forever, but we're always going to be rejected by the Galactic Federation for our primitive views and the fact that we don't have bodily autonomy for all sentient life on this planet, and we're all going to get the thumbs down from them on that. But yeah, I see, like Jenny, Ohio is fucked up right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Hate to say it. Ohio is really,
For sure. Well, I've been trying to find links to share, at least on Facebook, for Kentucky and Indiana, because those are the places that I grew up. I've been saving a lot of like lawyers who are like, hey, if you get in any trouble whatsoever for having an abortion, like I will help you pro bono. So I'm trying to save those, and then I'm trying to save the OBGYNs in Indiana who will tie your tubes, no questions asked. So finding resources like that is really great. So I'm sure that we can find Ohioans as well. Lawyers and OBGYNs are going to be the two main people that can help in these situations right now. And then there's even some, what are they called? Prosecutors who are outright rejecting any sort of motions to try to attack women for those new laws. So a lot of people are standing up to it, and it's a lot of grassroots finding out. So keyword searches, people. Let's find some Ohio lawyers and OBGYNs.
we're going to end up with a lot of cities versus states in Ohio, the way the politics breaks down. Wow. We have terrible gerrymandering. So you have a guy that represents like 4,300 people in some town that nobody goes to is writing the laws.
Right.
Yeah. Well, please donate to that cause if you can, and any other causes that help support.
Appreciate you helping out with that.
Yeah.
We are here and happy to be a bit of a distraction here at WUFO.
Yeah. And hail Satan.
Absolutely. Party hardy, surf naked, all that. Those are my 3: hail Satan, party hardy, surf naked. I don't know why. I don't know where I got that from. It's been in my brain for like 30 years. So
that being said,
a weird idea. We talked about this before the show. I'm gonna lay a really weird one on you. I'm actually gonna look this up really quick. I don't know how people will feel about this. There's a guy you may have heard of. He's an alien who's rocketed to Earth from his planet, dying planet, Krypton. And I know this is corny to a lot of people, but I'll throw this out there. Superman. And you're like, what? But there's another guy, a man who existed in this world named Alvin Schwartz, who wrote Superman comics. And then Alvin Schwartz later in his life wrote a very strange book called An Unlikely Prophet about Superman. And what Alvin is claiming is that basically Superman is real. Superman is either a thought form or energy manifested or some kind of, we've pulled Superman in from a reality where he exists. But Superman is real and he's working out there. Now, I just finished tonight watching the season finale of Superman and Lois on the CW. And with everything being like I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm kind of a numbskull. Like we did the iceberg thing and it was all like rock, like the iceberg on Spotify thing. And a lot of people had really diverse, like I've like listened to a lot of them, like rock. Like I could be that guy. It's like, like home of rock. I like I like the old school superhero guys, and I like Superman. I was kind of raised by Superman. Superman now stands for truth, justice, and a better future. They took the American way out. People freaked out. I thought it was hilarious. Those people don't read Superman. Superman is for the people. And if Superman is real, like Alvin Schwartz says, maybe we could talk to him. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think we should put it out there, and if Superman comes through, then that's, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all in. He's an alien. He's an aerial entity. We already know that.
He is an aerial entity.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't know.
Great.
That was like the wild idea I had. I know I was joking about big booty aliens on Twitter because I had Steph Quick DM'd me and she said she hopes I see a thick UFO. And I was like, I don't know what that looks like. And I Googled it. I saw that. But yeah, Superman. We got some Superman fans.
everywhere. Totally. Yeah.
Yes.
Why not?
I mean, that's again, like you would have like Superman. You would have the thing where like Superman is like the whoosh, and that thing where like Donald Trump is in behind the bars. And he's just like, what happened? Like, you know, like Superman.
Yes.
One of my first, I made a TikTok about this once, but one of my first memories, like biggest fears as a kid, was Superman 3. There's a scene in that movie where this woman gets pushed into a computer and the computer like takes over her.
I remember that. That was terrifying.
It's terrifying.
That was no joke. I saw that in the theater with my parents, and that freaked me out too.
And it's like one of my first memories, my core fears. Like the computer kind of like it turns her into a robot. It terrified me, and I looked it up, and there's hundreds of people who are like, "I thought I was the only one" in the comments. If you go look, like there's like a whole phenomenon of people. Something about it was just so terrifying. That one little scene. I don't think it was meant to be that, but for like kids, it really got to them. So I have a weird Superman thing because of that, for sure. But I think let's go for it. Let's go for it.
Yeah. So what are we doing?
Jason, do you have a special spirit box too, I think, right? Do you want to go under?
I can go under. I have the I feel like this is paid product placement, but it's not. I have the S box from Go Stop, except no substitutions. They're not paying me. Guys, send me some free stuff if you see this stuff. But yeah, this is what I got. The only thing I will caution is because of where I live, I get way more FM than I do AM. So I might be like, ooh, baby at some point, because that's what comes through. That's happened to me doing Estes or Spirit Box sessions with folks some other times. I just,
that's just the big booty UFO.
There might be some. It could be anything. It could be country and western. Could be some R&B. Who knows?
Yeah. Cool. I think you should try it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys mind if I go as well?
Yeah. I think you both should go if you want to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Are we gonna hook up the plant again too, or?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I
don't know how that would work.
Yeah.
You could
it's still going.
More structure.
I can make it real quiet. I might just go on TikTok later after this and do that.
Yeah, that sounds.
I don't have any spare devices, or else I would go for us. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna disconnect these.
Our intent is we're trying to contact Superman.
Yes, we're trying to contact Superman.
Throwing that out there.
How long do you go usually?
18 minutes usually.
18 minutes. Okay, hold
on. 2 cycles of the carrier race.
Okay. So 118-minute segment.
Ooh, we lost that.
So I'm gonna pull my headphones, set my timer, and I'll give you a thumbs up, and I'll just let you know what I'm doing.
All right, sounds good.
Or we can just listen to this while while they get ready.
Okay, I'm going to go with the headphones on. Yeah, I'll be 2 seconds.
You want to hang out with us, plants?
Was it just saying go on?
What?
It was saying it sounded like it was saying go on.
Hypersensitive.
I didn't hear what you said, Jeremy.
It sounded like it just said go under. Go under, go under, go under.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that distracting to have it going?
Gotcha.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Hey.
Hey. So we're trying to reach out to anyone who wants to make contact. Specifically, though, it would be great to meet some aerial entities, UFOs, Superman, if you're out there.
I'm
been-
back.
Oh,
Who are you? Who's back?
Hi.
we hear you. There's a group of us here who are wanting to talk to you. Do you have anything that you want to tell us?
People say.
Is this Martin?
I'm focusing on me.
Who are you who is focusing on me? With whom are we
3,
speaking?
2, 1.
I don't think so.
Yeah, is Kal-El there?
Station.
A nice shoe shine.
I have a text synth too I could put out there.
Oh yeah, that's
All aces.
all aces. All right,
Down
everybody
with
who has
heart.
a deck, pull one right now.
Living.
It's some kind of arrangement.
Take my hand.
Fishing for more.
Are we snacking on anything?
Wishing for more.
More snacks?
Find me.
In shelter, there is security.
I'm gonna throw that in there.
Yeah.
We're going to.
Why should I have-
Interesting.
Look,
Ooh, it's bubbling.
I still have bubbles.
A
Whoa.
pair of shades.
How do we find you?
I need you.
shaking the message.
Seeing straight.
I've got some kryptonite in my hand right here. What do you think of that?
Think of this.
Oh, I did shake the bottle. That's true.
This situation.
I just want.
It's true.
What's true?
That you were.
Those special candies.
And the bridges and.
Did you say the bridges end?
I thought he said and the
A
something.
senior.
And.
Comic-Con.
Comic-Con.
You have to sort through them.
I guess like a Comic-Con, like Superman would be like a
Yeah.
instantiation or whatever. It's like Santa Claus,
It's
Santa's little
official
helper.
over here.
The problem is bounce.
A relationship.
Are you explaining a map, directions, a pathway? Phenomenacon. I was thinking Panpericon.
It's been so long.
Who are you?
I'm seeing like a diving
Back every
board
time.
Did you say a diving
and
board?
like an empty pool.
Yeah.
Everything you need.
Except for the water.
Right.
It's really stormy.
How do we fill the pool up?
A fresh one. Lots of potential. Come to comfort me. A decision.
The public property.
Did you see that there's a NASA article about how something just crashed into the moon, like a rocket?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if people saw this. Some rocket crashed into the moon.
Not scary.
And they don't know which country it's from. No one's fessing up to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it made 2 craters. So it's kind of an anomaly.
Yeah, that's weird.
I'm wondering.
Life-saving.
If it can tell us anything about it?
Yeah, does it know anything about that?
Yeah. If you're there, do you know anything?
Mutual separation.
You know anything about the rocket that crashed into the moon?
End of cycle 1 for the tinny sounds. Cycle 2
Everything
is
at all.
now. So about 9 more minutes.
I was out.
Superman Rockets on the moon.
Vibration.
Tell me anything about what's on the card I'm holding?
There is a reason.
There's a simple solution.
Anything else about the card I'm holding? There's a picture on it.
Tell you where I come from.
Hurling forward.
I'll keep it aside in case they say something else about
This lifestyle. The prod there.
Listening too closely.
Some have been.
Amazing. And scary. So many feelings.
Like a flow. Look.
Let's share.
An airplane.
it's a bird, it's a plane.
Plane. Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
What's that?
The deck I'm using, I haven't used very often. It's one with all of the like spirits from the Goetia. Like
Europe after midnight.
A hunger.
You mentioned the Goetia. Those are weird. Anyhow, it's got all this.
Sounds great.
This is what I pulled.
A bird?
It
In public.
can transform a person into a bird, like Superman.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, we're solving that. He's here.
Is it, so that
I think Jason's channeling Superman.
Not a kid.
wow.
He says he's chief. Surprise chief.
If you go to that link, WUFO.watch NASA, you can see the article about the rocket. Huh. How long have you been here,
You're a
Superman?
man over 40.
Is it ever enough?
How long have you been here, Superman?
Rolling dirty.
Everything's at 100%. There's a variation.
What would Superman do in the situation that we find ourselves in?
You should have seen her.
We want. And right is strong.
What strong?
Didn't quite catch it.
Jason over there has a device that can maybe detect you if you
38.
got close to him.
Parties.
Do you want to come hover over his house?
I'm seeing
that
an old
unethical?
PS1 game controller. Just a controller.
Hey.
What
You can
story? More specifically.
We do.
Do you know Lois?
Found.
You should be.
Is there anything you have to tell us before we have to leave for the evening?
Silent about.
What card am I?
Damn time.
What can you tell me about the card I'm holding up? Whoa, what did he just say?
About damn time?
Is this fair?
Time Hunter. It's about damn time.
That's weird.
This is awesome.
Broadcast.
An easy transition.
Do you need a sentimental man or woman to pump you up?
No, please.
Is that from something?
Yeah, it's a Lizzo song. It's
Over
about damn time.
From.
Oh, right. Okay.
I think that's what he was quoting.
Hey. Oh, my feelings.
I kind of like that he's getting FM stuff through. It's fun.
Mm-hmm. I got this, pulled this card, Two of Swords.
Do the math.
Oh.
Kind of a stalemate, seems like.
Yeah.
Kind of gray. Wanting black and white, but getting gray, which seems very...
Mm-hmm.
That's what this art is saying.
Be.
I think of it like during a sword fight when they're like pressing the
We
sword.
hear you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a great, yeah. Got moon energy on it too.
Mm-hmm.
I just need your
Penal code.
Penal code.
It sounded like, I just need your penal code.
Stop being shy.
Ooh, cold breeze to my left here. That's pretty neat.
Ooh.
That was
The
cool.
window's over here.
Hey.
How do we make
right there, and it's close.
How do we make contact with you?
Come on.
Are you there in the room with
The
Beck?
solar toilet.
Okay.
All right.
Last question.
How do we use the solar toilet?
Sunscreen. Come to it.
Oh my.
Okay, cycle's over.
Oh boy.
The wing.
Sunscreen.
Oh boy.
Shouldn't that be Starscreen?
Oh yeah.
Did you send me that?
No, is that a Do you know, I saw this TikTok. I don't know if it's true. They were saying that, this person who is studying sunscreen and like how much like UVB or UVA light burns you. And it was like something like, 95% comes from the sun, but there's like some small percentage of it that actually comes from other stars.
Right, yeah.
You're getting not just a sunburn, you're getting like a starburn. Which is just like, I don't know, blew my mind. I loved it.
Well, I mean, and the sun is a star.
Right, yeah. It's one of the stars. But there's other stars that are like also burning you.
Cool. I'm going to take off my plants.
Yeah.
Was there Was there anything?
Yeah, so you said solar toilet, and then I asked how we use the solar toilet, and then Beck said one more question. I'm like, okay, how do we use the solar toilet? And you said sunscreen. So that left a lot of. I'm just like reeling from that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, it is important to wear sunscreen.
I mean, what would the solar toilet be? Like waste from the sun? I mean,
right. What is that metaphor? What is that?
I think it's incumbent upon us to determine what it is, and that's the next. I don't know. We will be discussing. Join the Liminal Earth Discord and head to the Liminal Tech channel to, as we discover the secrets of the solar toilet.
We need a liminal plumber.
But there is that whole thing about like, I'm thinking about like light from the sun and like light carrying radio waves, like all of that stuff is
coronal eruptions.
Yeah.
Like, it's the sun farting.
Yeah.
And Superman is solar powered.
That's
the power from the yellow sun. I felt like I almost had the look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane for a minute. Like that was kind of.
We got bird and plane syncs while you were. Yeah.
Nice.
We got bird and plane.
Yeah. I mean, I always say, I'm looking at the chat, and I always say that we have a lot of fun on the Discord, and it's like Secrets of the Solar Toilet. I want to be a part of it. We want you to be a part of it too.
Yeah.
We want as many people in that discussion on Discord.
Yeah, and there was a fox sighting.
Oh,
in Chicago, of all places. Or west of
missed
Chicago.
Someone say here saw a fox. I missed that.
Yeah, no, it's in the chat. It's in the chat.
Cool.
Sarah.
That's always cool.
Chicago.
That's amazing. Yeah, it was an interesting one. We were trying to talk to Superman. We did kind of get some things there that were syncing up.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm big on the positivity there. That's my main totem of positivity. The S is a sigil for doing the right thing, using your power for good instead of selfish crap.
Right.
There's definitely, I don't know. I'm glad I was into comics as a kid before they got cynical. Like, yeah. But
I kind of I came in during the Alan Moore, Grant Morrison battle back in the I should actually know, before that what got me started reading comics was a friend of mine used to get imported copies of 2000 AD, which is this British, do you know 2000 AD?
Yeah, like, Judge Dredd and all
Judge Dredd and Rogue Trooper and really weird, ultra violent, but it was also it was more influenced by like the Twilight Zone in some cases than by what you would think, and the artwork was always spectacular. But I think that's probably what got me into comics more than the American ones.
Nice. It's cool though. Oh man, that always takes there's a little, definitely an energy. You're definitely putting your energy into those. I don't do a whole lot of Spirit Box or Estes, but it's like now it's like kind of just you're just like.
Did you get Lizzo in there?
I think I got Lizzo in there. If I could have paused it, I actually heard the opening, like the opening riff to the AC or Aerosmith Run DMC Walk This Way, and I was
nice.
like, "Oh, that's a good one." And
yeah,
that's what I said. It's weird to do them with FM. Then because I was like, hey, like I had a lot of stuff I couldn't understand just because I'm like, whatever this is, there's too much auto tune for me to parse it.
Yeah.
But we don't know what we're doing.
I may or may not have also ask the UFOs to hover over your house just to see if that.
If-
And then I started feeling like, I didn't really ask permission to do that.
Yeah.
I
Neil
mean,
did too.
Yeah.
if the beeper would have gone off, I was wondering that. I was like, I wonder if it's loud enough that I would hear it through. So I don't know. I don't know if they're out here. They're supposed to be. So there's a local lake where I asked my friends to put these on the map, and they just haven't done it yet. I'm eventually gonna have to like bribe them with like French fries or something. There's a lot of stuff that supposedly goes on by the local small lake.
Ooh.
Yeah, but that doesn't surprise me. I see somebody. Okay, Noah Moon asked Superman to fly by my house sometime. That's totally cool. Superman is always welcome.
Yeah, Calvin and Hobbes. Yeah, I shouldn't overlook the.
Yeah,
the Bloom County too. When I was much younger.
yeah.
Garfield.
I like how Garfield is returned as sort of like this, like has become this like mimetic like avatar that people like Garfield. I think Garfield was like extremely conventional, and now just like Garfield is just like people just pouring intensely weird forms of expression into Garfield, and I enjoy all of the Garfield, like the remixes and just like the weird. Yeah.
You know, my son is really into Garfield right now. He's 10. And so because I probably read Garfield for, when I was in 5th grade, 1985 or something, like, because I'm old. Until probably 7th or 8th grade. But between then, like when I was in 8th grade and now, that's where the bulk of the Garfield stuff happened. Like there's this whole Garfield like mythos with all these other characters and movies and TV shows that introduce these weird denizens of Johnstown. And it's weird to me going back and looking at this because I always thought like funny newspaper comic strip, but there's more under the surface when you start scratching at the surface of Garfield.
Have you ever seen, like, I think someone took Garfield and took out anything that Garfield or any of the animals are saying? So it's just John, like,
Garfield.
yelling at Garfield. It just makes them, I don't remember what it's called, but it just makes them
Garfield
look,
minus Garfield.
yeah. So,
Yeah,
and it just makes him look like really grumpy and like, yelling at his cat all the time.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's like, come on. Yeah, it makes him seem like a very like just unhappy individual.
Right. It totally changed the perspective. It was interesting.
Rather than a guy who's as well adjusted as he could be for somebody that's in constant telepathic communication with his pets.
Right. Totally.
Yeah.
Was that he's just like, yeah, I've always been able to read my cat's mind, and I think I'm pretty well adjusted adult, given that, like, as a starting condition for me. But I don't know. That was
that was great.
I've seen, that was. I'm hope. I don't know. Your cartoons are very strange. That's good. I see somebody in chat said I appreciate that. Maureen says Superman flies close to the sun and becomes stronger. Yeah, that's what he did in the finale tonight. That was on CW. He had to fly into the sun and then come back to. The two universes were merging. The Bizarro world and our world were going to merge. Bizarro world is the world where the Earth is square and the people talk backwards.
Right. Yes.
And it was just kind of it was actually a bad deal for everybody. Although the people on Bizarro world were convinced this is timely by a highly politicized cult figure that they were going to merge and everything was going to be rad.
Not going to be rad.
Not going to be rad, but less than rad. Sub rad.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know.
So Bex, you said you saw some a diving board
Yeah.
in an empty pool with a storm. Does that ring any
Yeah, it was real. Yeah, I remember that visual. Yeah, at first it was just like a diving board on its own, and then I could see like the pool, and I could see that it was empty. You could see the storm clouds coming in, but it was just for a couple of moments. It kind of moved on.
I'm
Not
gonna
a
run
whole
that.
lot of visuals this time.
I'm gonna run that through a text synth real quick.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Mention that what that is real quick.
Yeah,
Jeremy, I think you found this.
I did.
It's-
Yeah,
it's-
but you mastered it. So
Basically, it's a website where you like give it a little bit of text of some prompt, and then it will using I don't know AI something or other will kind of like complete the idea, like as write a little paragraph. So we've been doing it with like all of the sites, the places that we go all the time, like the weird pile of peeled oranges or not any of those spots. And some of them were really wild what came out. Like when we put the peeled oranges one, we asked like, where is the screaming well in Renton? And it said like, you need to follow the river and like go up the hill. And like there's a river there and there's a hill and like all this stuff of like, what the heck? It really felt like I don't know, it's wild. So we've been thinking like, can we use this for kind of doing divination? And recently, just this week for our patrons, I made this little program that takes ebooks and it takes all the text out of them and will generate sentences out of it, like picking words out of the book. And then I take that sentence and I throw it into a text synth and I come up with a paragraph. So I've been just automating all this and seeing like if it generates weird sentences or paragraphs. So I actually have it set up. I'm going to do it for Bex, this thing about the diving board with no water in it. And there's a storm overhead. Is that?
I can see the storm clouds rolling in.
Yeah.
I'll generate that, and then I can actually show everyone it. So I'll do that too.
Somebody is getting. I'm getting an echo. I don't know who it is.
Sure.
Does anybody else hear that?
I don't hear anything. Does it sound okay on my end?
I heard it too, but I don't know where it's coming from.
How about me?
Is
Sound
it
good.
me? Is it me?
Maybe I was hearing Superman.
I
All right.
don't know. I'm excited about this text synth.
I know, it's a cool system. I hope people go and play with it.
Yeah, it sounds really neat. I mean, I'm kind of like excited to go play with it.
And they have a paid option that gives you like unlimited, I mean not unlimited, but it's not terribly expensive to 20 bucks to get you I think like thousands of words. So
That's pretty cool.
That is cool. That there's a lot of neat tools like that people are putting together. Definitely excited to see what comes out of that.
Me too. Ooh, how long does it take usually?
not terribly long. Oh, Garrett, you're on mute. You're muted.
It's already done. It's already there.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just reading it, but I can throw it up. Okay.
Throw it up.
Well, let me grab it real quick.
This worked earlier, right?
I agree, Jenny. Jenny says 7 a.m. is going to suck. It's going to be a little. Those of us on EST are a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm so appreciative of people who don't live in this time zone who join us.
Yes.
How could you say no to being on the WUFO broadcast? I didn't have it in me. I just wish I wish I'd have been able to make my quantum spooky Tesla antenna or whatever it was and plug that in my S box instead.
Oh, maybe next time. We were talking about doing like a town hall next week or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Maitland is going to do that.
Is that next week or the week after?
It's next week because it's the 25th anniversary.
That's right.
WUFO number 25.
That's right.
So if you go to this link, WUFO.watch text synth, I put it up there.
Let's all
It says,
go.
says there's a little boy on a bicycle. He stops and he leans his bike against the diving board. He's still not very good at balancing it, but he thinks it's quite a lot of fun. And he leans back and he dives into the water, but it's very, very deep. And he thinks maybe he could get drowned, but he keeps going in and out of the water. And he swims around and around in the pool. And I think the rain is over and that he'll get wet, but then he comes out again, in and out, and he gets back on his bike. And I think the pool is starting to fill up with water now. There's water coming in through the floor. And then a man in a red raincoat walks in, and there's a little girl with him, and they start taking turns diving into the water. And then they stand up in and out, in and out. And I think they're coming up for air, but the little girl doesn't.
Freaky.
That's super freaky.
Ooh.
The man in the red raincoat. I don't like it.
Ooh.
That's okay.
Maybe we shouldn't use this.
Don't
Oh, my.
worry, because Superman will help the kids and deal with
Yeah.
the man in the red raincoat.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's terrifying. Yes. Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a really interesting tool though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little like.
Yeah, it's so interesting.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, on that note.
Yeah. Thought I'd cheer everyone up.
Go look outside by yourselves now, guys.
Just ignore the man in the red raincoat.
Stay away from some diving boards, you guys.
And that's the story of Jumping Board Jane.
That's my middle name. Ugh. Get out of here.
Yeah, that was.
What a thing to hear as I walk into the dark park alone and says, "Sorry,
Sorry. I'll audit it next time.
Can we maybe have like just a quick chaser of the plant again?
Sure. Yeah.
You know, just leave something with
Good taste.
with,
Yeah.
How can I lose the lighter when I haven't fucking gotten out?
It sounded like it said liminal earth.
Yeah, there.
This one.
Do you know Superman? I can kind of change it. Itch.
Comic.
I need to play with it and see like what the best. Yeah. I think it needs to be refined a little bit more, but it's fun.
Yeah, no, but it's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds so much like evil AI.
Can you tell us anything about WUFO aerial entities? I'm gonna give it some UFO water.
What was that?
Sounds like it's getting excited.
It said water.
Did it? You hear it?
I heard it say water.
UFO.
Someone hear it?
Mhm.
The fairies.
It said fae.
This is the fae. It's the try saying a different way. Do you like to be pet? Cabbage? Cabbage? Keep hearing is it? Is it? Is it? Let me try this different speed. Sierra. Look up.
Look at it.
Look something. I'll tell you in 1 minute. It says plants talking. Is it correct?
Call Chubby?
It's the Earth, no attachment.
It's here, it's here, it's here.
Hot tummy? This is great. Okay, Plant. Is there anything else you want to tell us? Try your best. Communicate to us. I'll give you some more water.
Now, this is UFO water, right? Water in the tap.
Come over.
That sounded like it was like LOL, ha 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 ha.
Thank you for talking to us. I'll do this a little bit more, maybe on TikTok or something.
Yeah, go live. Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys want to, I'll be over on TikTok live after this in a little bit. Probably try it out.
Yeah.
Turn it off there. Someone asked that they got here late. They wanted to know what that was. So basically, just real quick, it's one of those plant wave kind of things that basically listens to the electrical signals of the plant, and it turns it into music notes. But instead of playing music, I'm making it play the sounds that a human or a person speaks English. There are allophones, so like our different vocal sounds, like ta, ah, ooh, ka, anything like that. And it's what they use in like a speak and spell or like to make robot voices. So it's just randomly playing those as the plant adjusts its electrical changes, and but it's having weird results. We're trying to see if we can like interact with the plant that way.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you really do hear words sometimes, so it's kind of a fun thing to mess around with.
Definitely.
And it'd be cool, I think, to learn how to maybe train it somehow to like, to like, yes, I did understand you, so I'm going to reward you or something. I don't know how to do it in a good way. But just like how they train like animals to sometimes communicate, like parrots.
What's that dog?
There's a dog called Bunny the dog that has these buttons that pushes these buttons to kind of like say like I want to go outside, and it makes like a sentence by like pushing buttons in a certain order. So like, can you do that with a plant? I think that would be really neat.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
yes.
and I heard Sierra too. I think a lot of us heard that Sierra. So I wonder.
Yeah.
And that's like there's like the Sierra Nevada. So I wonder if like a mountain or what else.
I want to know like where this plant is from, like what it's native to.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I
can't tell from here what it is, but I don't know house plants though. So
yeah, I can try to find that out, and I'll put it on. I'll tag it WUFO if I can figure it out.
Cool. Yeah, and then hot tummy. Of course, we had hot tummy.
Someone heard hot tummy.
Who was it who heard hot tummy? I can't remember. Was it Alex? I don't know.
I think that's cool that if people are hearing different things, because that makes it more useful. Then it's like, because I worry that like, oh, I'm hearing like similar words all the time. Is there something I need to tweak in here? But if other people are hearing completely different things, then maybe it doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like, a deck of oracle cards or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, the person who's doing the interpreting is the one the message is for. So,
Right. I feel like it's that whole thing with like the Rorschach thing, like when you like see that ink blot or whatever, or when you get that tarot card, like what things bubble up from your subconscious, and then what does that mean that you had that come to you, that meaning, that symbolism, that you heard that word, why was that relevant to you? And I think that's awesome. But I if it just sounds like it's saying to everyone the same words, then maybe it's not as useful. So
yeah. I was thinking, though, if you have a hot tummy, you probably need the solar toilet.
I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming. That, you know what is interesting about the hot cold thing? Because I think a couple people heard that. I heard that is that it's in the shower, and so it gets. And I often give it some hot water to and I wonder if it doesn't like that. I'm taking a shower and I just kind of cup some of the water and I put it in there. So I'm wondering if maybe it was like telling me like don't do that or something.
Yeah, they mentioned a lot of people heard fae or fairy too. I heard that for sure.
We should look into the Sierras and fae, and I'll look this up.
Yeah.
The Sierra sounds, the Bigfoot record, the calls.
Yeah.
Ooh. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and that guy, he wrote a fairly recent book, which I think one of us in the Discord read, about the quantum Bigfoot. So I'm taking it back.
I need like 8 more hours every day just to read.
I know. Me too.
Well, I think I'm gonna go and look up at the sky.
Yeah.
Clear one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to bed. The only thing I have to say is truth, justice, and a better future.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Jason, for coming.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Absolute blast.
It was great.
And we're here every Wednesday doing weird stuff, and everyone can go to WUFO.watch and figure out how you can participate. Go outside if you can, if you're able to, look for UFOs, and use the tag WUFO. Let us know if you see anything.
Always look for the weird astrology side quest.
Yeah. Meteor showers tonight. That could be cool if I can see some.
Awesome.
Cool. And are you going to go on TikTok Live, Garrett?
I think I'm going to do. I'm sure. I think I might try that for a little bit.
Cool.
Yeah. So if you guys are outside, I'll be in here talking to my plants.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
A plan.
Good night, y'all.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Love that you're here.